Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. The Canon 5D Mark IV has been announced, supposed to be available as of September 8th, I believe is what I saw. I think that's what Amazon's listing as the availability date. And it's a very interesting camera. Has some pros and has some serious cons. One of the biggest things, perhaps, I don't know if it's the biggest failure of the 5D Mark IV or the biggest controversial decision, the biggest mistake perhaps, is the sensor itself. Why is it 30 megapixels? At first glance, you're thinking, well, it's an evolution of the resolution. So you're getting more resolution, and it sounds good. But what is it intended to do? What is it intended to compete with? What's the level or other cameras that the 5D Mark IV is intended to go up against? Because the 30 megapixels isn't class leading, it's not class competitive. In other words, the D810, which is several years old, already has more megapixels at 36. The Sony a7R Mark II already has a 42 megapixel sensor, significantly more, 12 megapixels more. Even Canon's own 5DS and 5DSR are 50 megapixel sensors. So this really, I don't think, was intended to be Canon's high megapixel sensor. Now, if it's not going to be a high resolution, high megapixel sensor, why not leave it at, you could have even reduced it, taken it back to 20 or 18 and given us an amazing high ISO sensor. So, if you want it to be a high ISO performer, if you want it to be a low light champion, reduce the megapixels. I don't think there's anybody would have complained about that. This is traditionally been a good stills camera and a good video camera, a good hybrid camera. So if you had to reduce the megapixels, let's just say 20 for a nice even number, and then given us a couple more stops of high ISO, I think everybody would have been really happy, because you have an option. If you need a high ISO body or a high resolution body, the 5DS is right there. Go and buy one. You can have the pair of them and they complement each other. But 30 doesn't get us anywhere in terms of competing on resolution, and it's also gonna not give us the best high ISO performance in that camera. So it's kind of an awkward decision, a mistake, I would say, because why? It's placed the camera in no man's land. It's not the best for resolution. It's not going to be the best for high ISO performance, for usability, for video and stills. So why 30 megapixels? It seems if you wanted to win the megapixel race, you take it at least up to the 50 megapixel sensor you already have in the 5DS. Or you bring it back down or keep it at the same level of the 5D3 and give us better high ISO performance. So I think it could be perhaps, maybe not the biggest mistake, because the 4K implementation here I think is the biggest mistake, but perhaps the second biggest mistake of the 5D Mark IV on Canon's part. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me here? Do you think that it should have gone either high ISO champion, or if they're going to go on the resolution competitive front, at least take it up so that it competes? And then which way do you guys think it should have gone? Would you have liked to have seen it, as I would, a lower resolution, something around 20, and given us better high ISO performance, maybe 2 to 3 stops of better high ISO performance? Or would you rather have seen it go 5DS territory and given us a 40 to 50 megapixel sensor, or the 50 megapixel sensor from the 5DS, and given us the resolution? Let me know what you think. Leave your comments below. Let us know which way you would go, what you think, and why. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.